Staff had real concerns when we were first given the diagnosis of Alison's dementia, because it seemed to snowball once we had the diagnosis. Everything seemed to come to light, and all of a sudden everything was highlighted. She's not verbalising anymore, she's not walking anymore, and that was massive to staff who worked in a service where everyone was fairly independent, they did their own thing, and we were there just literally to provide support, which included verbal prompting and stuff. So again, there was a sense of fear from staff, I think, around how am I going to do this? This is completely, my job description is going to change completely because I'm now supporting someone with more care than support. You know, and that sometimes transpired to me as quite negatively, because they came across quite selfishly in some ways, and I don't think that was intentional. It was brought out of fear. Now that I look back at it, I can recognise that, but at the time it sometimes seemed a little selfish because suggestions of Alison moving and stuff were brought up because they felt she was no longer suited to the service. My reflection on it was always that it was Alison's home and she would remain there as long as we could keep caring for her. And that negativity, you know, did kind of play a point for a little while, and you know, things like team meetings were really important so we could look at the emotional needs of staff, and you know, just what they were saying gave you a lot about how they were feeling about the situation. So yes, the staff that knew Alison for a lot longer and had been in her life a lot longer seemed to feel it more than the staff that had newer relationships with her. And I think there's a grievance process with some diagnoses, and there, so it was, you know, similar to death. I don't want to characterise it the same, but there is still that process that they need to go through, because they might not have lost the person completely, but they've lost the person that they knew as she was. And that was massive for staff and her family, because they too felt that effect, because Alison was no longer Alison as they knew Alison. Gradually that's kind of changed, and Alison's symptoms and things have kind of steadied off, and she's kind of at a level where we've known her be at for the last couple of years. That's obviously helped, but I think it's important for newer staff to come through to know Alison's background completely from the beginning, not just Alison is a lady with dementia and these are her support needs. You know, Alison loved chocolate cake and a can of Coke on a Saturday when she went up to the local cafe. So, you know, that there is no reason for that to stop. If that's what she did on a Saturday, that's what we keep doing on a Saturday. She was very routine based as a person, and I think it's crucial that we keep those things that were so important to Alison alive and going where we can, because that's how I think anyone would want to be remembered, by the things that they like, and you want those to keep going. Occasionally people will bring in new suggestions about her diet or things that she might be able to eat a bit better, and you know, sometimes then it takes an older member of staff to say, but she never liked so and so before, so you know, she wouldn't eat mackerel, so why would we start introducing that into her diet now? You know, just because she hasn't got capacity doesn't mean that she now wants to eat it. And sometimes we do have to, as a team, remember that, because it can be, we want to keep her alive and we want to keep her well, so we try and come in from the health side and say this will improve her life expectancy or whatever it may be, but actually if that's not a decision that Alison would have made 10 years ago, then why would we make that decision for her now?